So now we're getting deeper and deeper into that information. We're now going to go over whole life and term life, okay? So in insurance, you got your whole life insurance and you also have your term life insurance. Now that information is very critical because it's gonna help you differentiate between different kinds of policies. So when you understand these different kinds of policies, when you become an agent, you begin to look at a policy and say, okay, that's a whole life, or that's a term life policy, or when a client asks you these different questions, is gonna make a lot of sense for you to go ahead and let them know. So go ahead and pay attention to whole life and term life.
So when you're thinking about whole life and term life, I know you guys are seeing these different references, whether your company only focus on whole life or term life, you do not need to get yourself into a space to where you're letting somebody tell you, oh, whole life is better than term life. No, it just depends on a specific situation. There are several clients that I know that have multiple policies. So I'm going to explain the difference. And I'm going to explain that there are different kinds that are alongside this. But the easiest way to differentiate the two is whole life. Look at that word whole, 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 whole. Think of permanent, right? It is going to last you for the rest of your life, right? It's going to last you until age 100. So when you're thinking about whole life, you want to think about the word permanent. So let's say I get life insurance at 20 years old, okay? Your life insurance is 20 years old. I'm making my premium payments of $20 every single month, right? All the way up until I'm 100 years old, okay? Then something happens, boom, now my family is going to be paid out that money, right? Now, when it comes down to term life, right? The word term, term. I want you to think about the word temporary, okay? Temporary, okay? This is temporary insurance. When you sign your name on that dotted line of that term life, you know exactly what the expiration date is, okay? So term life, if I get it in 2020 and I have a 10-year term life insurance, okay, it is going to expire in 2030. So that means over the next 10 years, I'm going to be paying my premiums, but I know that it's going to expire within that, at the end of that term in 10 years. Okay. So there are different situations to where you would have to get more insurance. Okay. But some people deem it as better because it's a lot cheaper. The only reason why most people don't like term is because you want to make sure you have something permanent, or most people would prefer term because it's a lot less expensive in the beginning. Okay. So when you're talking about whole life, you have different types of whole life, right? You got adjustable life, right? That means this is a permanent policy, but it comes with something different. I'm gonna explain it in a little bit, exactly what adjustable life could do for you. Then we got universal life, okay? Universal life. Then we got variable life, okay? Then we got jumping juvenile. Then we got joint life, okay? So if I was you, I would think of something right now as an acronym to help me remember all of this, right? Anna's auntie viciously jumped Julian or whatever, right? That's the type of stuff that will help me study when I can really get a good sense of an acronym or a beat in my mind. Anna's universe viciously jumping Jesus or something. I don't know. You want to come up with something to really, help you remember, right? Now, when you're talking about term insurance, right? Remember, this is temporary insurance. So you got decreasing term, annual renewable term, increasing term, level term. So term, way I remember, is dial, D-A-I-L, dial, right? You're dialing something, right? You're not going to be on the phone that whole time. That's temporary. So that is your temporary insurance. That's your temporary conversation. That's your temporary, right? All you need to think about is temporary when it comes down to that. So let's go ahead and let's get deeper into it.